Hello, and welcome back to DROD. Today we will be trying Treacle Stew. As you can see down here, it's a Smitemaster Selection. And I just checked before doing this, the previous Smitemaster Selection released was in 2012, so it's been quite a while. The previous one being Flood Warning, which came with Gunthrow and the Epic Blunder. So what are Smitemaster Selections? They're effectively DROD's DLC. They are paid content that are custom content made by the community that are generally higher quality than just random stuff, although the community in general is pretty good about making high quality stuff at this point. But this should be exciting, so let's take a look at it. Starting with a cutscene in King Dugan's dungeon, of all places. Okay. I guess spoilers for the second sky here. It looks like the turning just happened. How do you want the introduction to be handled? I want to explore the introduction, or give me a summary. Well, I guess we'll explore, and probably that'll be the extent of the first episode. We'll see.
Wow, what a crazy year.
Oh, voice acting.
What started out with Beethro merely learning an exciting fact about the shape of the world had turned into a race through all the continents of the Eighth. It was neat to see so many new places, but he was getting worn out with all the traveling. Now, in these familiar chambers of King Dugan's dungeon, he felt like he had some time to catch his breath. These were his old stomping grounds, even if it was all upside down now.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I knew the hold had voice acting, but I didn't realize that these would be read for me as well. Leylite is Chaco, so April 1st, of course, the traditional release date of a lot of DROD stuff. Are we in a cell? How'd that happen? Oh, hello, Dugan.
Hey, buddy. The turning's over. Time to get out of here.
5 more minutes.
Fine. Keep napping. You could probably use it.
Pebbles and dust falling. Recording courtesy of J-Toppy? Oh, the sound. Okay. I was like, those, the graphics were from DROD, but yes, sound. Alright, I guess we'll let people out.
King Dugan's probably all shaken up. Probably making all kinds of new rules so he can pretend he's still in control. I wouldn't want to get caught up in that. Maybe I can find Vonifa and talk to her. Let her know Half's still okay, at least.
Right, well, looks like we don't get a choice. We can't talk to the king. Probably for the best. He and Beethro aren't on the best of terms. No, nobody cares. Okay. Here's a bunch of children. Is this Vonifa and all her kids? Gherkin, all the cucumbers for the king's salads have been bruised. Replace them with lucumbers. He won't notice.
Ow, that hurts.
Okay, had a feeling. No stabbing the kids. That's an interesting twist. Normally, the children are the ones you can't hurt in video games. No. Alright, well, we'll take this passage. Kind of recognize this room. This was the first room with a mimic in it, wasn't it? In King Dugan's dungeon? Relocated mimic potion to internal storage. DAA Dugandy branch. Or Dugandy branch, I guess. It's King Dugan, but it's Dugandy, right? Okay. Well, guess we'll explore. Nice that these force arrows aren't here anymore. It's been a long time since I played King Dugan's dungeon. I think after I did it last time, I told myself I was never playing that hold again. I probably will for high score purposes eventually, because I was not optimal, but we will, that'll just be something I do on my own time if I ever get around to it. I have no interest in ever recording myself playing that hold. It wasn't bad, but it's probably the hole I've played through the most out of every hold that's ever been made. A relocated invisibility potion to internal storage. Okay. Reinforced to prevent further Roach Queen infestations. Yeah, we wouldn't want those. Here we go. And that's the entrance. I guess it's the central area. No sound here. New potions to internal storage. Yep. Am I not able to go through this way? Uh-oh. Wind blowing recorded courtesy of Sam WD. Well, I'm missing a room. Let's see if we can go around this way or if we have to loop all the way back.
You know, I was always checking the ceiling for wraith wings when I was down here. I never paid attention to the contours, though. Never thought I'd be walking on the roof.
So the potions survived the turning, and then they just had to get picked up, I guess. I mean, are we really gonna do this? Alright, so this room, I believe this was a secret wall here you could break through to do it the fast way, or you could do it the slow way and come around through here. Meanwhile, Roach Queens, of course, were spawning the whole time. Those were simpler days. I think I've said in the past that Gunthrow and the Epic Blunder is the first DROD hold that I've ever played. That's not quite true. I did actually start with King Dugan's Dungeon, and I didn't like it. I made it to about level 3, which is I guess where we are now, and then dropped the game for being boring. I guess that's the problem with hearing a game being the best puzzle game of all time and being an experienced, veteran puzzle gamer yourself, and then doing what was the very first DROD game ever, back before the game really got into its identity. The first game was a bit rough in a number of ways. But comments are good enough that I ended up trying out Gunthrow, because it was recommended as a potential starting place as well, and I fell in love with the franchise from there. So definitely, if you're a new player who's interested in getting into DROD, I'd recommend starting with Gunthrow rather than with King Dugan's Dungeon. King Dugan's Dungeon is mostly just interesting as a historical artifact at this point, but do Gunthrow first, and then either do King Dugan's Dungeon or just skip it and go to Journey to Rooted Hold, which is a much better experience overall. That being, Journey to Rooted Hold being, of course, DROD 2, second official hold. Alright, looks like we've almost explored this first area. Oh. The 8 Gates of Bill. Ah, yes. Well.
Ha! I can just walk under the gates now. Good riddance.
So the gates do not reach all the way to the ceiling, even when closed? That's an interesting bit of DROD lore. And it looks like the turning destroyed all of the secret walls here. This was a very silly room if you didn't break your way through. Okay. So I'm guessing there are no high scores in this entire section then. Anything to say about this? What if I step on the arrow? Nope. Okay. Well, looks like that's it for the third level. And then we're going further down. If we're on the ceiling, then are stairs down actually going up? I think this was the exit to 4th level, though.
There you are, you tremendous oaf.
Hey there, Uncle Beethrow.
You heroic pudding brain. You caused me years of worry and grief. But I guess you did manage to save the world. Somehow. By some miracle.
I'm sorry, Fanifa. When Half and I went underground back then, I had no idea what I was getting into. One thing led to another, and it just got out of hand.
It's a good thing Half wrote some letters back to me. Otherwise, I might have to slap you.
Oh.
Yeah, did you think they had me doing paperwork all day?
Well, I'm glad that settles that.
For now. But we'll definitely have a long talk sometime in the future. World-saving heroism isn't a sustainable career, and I don't want the rest of the young ones getting any bright ideas about dungeon extermination.
Well, at least there is a world to look forward to now. Everyone in Dugan is safe. Alf, how did the rest of the world fare?
Reports are still coming in, but headcounts seem to agree closely with census data. That means nearly everybody made it inside.
Inside. Right. I guess we can't really call it underground anymore. Or maybe we still can.
Anyway, now that you're here,
It's just
I
the
need
other
to pass
ground.
on a message. First Defense Coordinator from the Empire wants to meet you. Come to the door on 10th level, he says.
What for? I've got the rest of Dugan's dungeon to clean out.
It's an important, top-secret matter that involves the evacuation of Dugan citizens to the new surface. It's the job that you're best suited for. Our DAA agents can help the citizens get through the dungeon.
Get through? To where?
To level 24 at least. There's enough food that they can wait there while we solve this problem. But we need to move quickly. You need to be briefed so you can get to where you need to go quickly.
All right. Sounds important. This coordinator can explain on the way.
Get this figured out, and come back as soon as you can.
Alright, so we've got an older half here. I guess that kind of makes sense. And it would be kind of funny. I suspect we're not just going through all of King Dugan's dungeon, but with gel puzzles. I've heard that this hold features gel rather prominently. But yeah, I mean, that would be funny if that was the case. But, well, we'll see. Second
Beethro
level.
and Half moved quickly through the remaining levels of King Dugan's dungeon. They were very sparsely populated, and there were very few roadblocks or collapsed paths. All the tar was even nicely sealed away in 8th level, with no tar mothers in sight. Empire workers had clearly been through here ahead of time, making sure the path was safe. When the two arrived at the 10th level exit room and opened the door, just behind it they found a very casually dressed man, who introduced himself as First Defense Coordinator, and told them to follow him. Along the way, Beethro tried to ask what the situation was or why he was needed, but the man remained steadfastly silent. He turned to Half for advice, but Half could only say that it was standard protocol, and that we just need to get to the meeting room. Soon, the three arrived at a very familiar office.
It's kind of weird not having to read it myself, I have to say. It's been a while. Which is to say... Actually, I don't think I've ever done this on video, because the only hold that had voice for this was the Second Sky, which I haven't done on video. Anyway, Journey to Rooted Hold. Okay, well, we skipped the first game.
Not this place again.
On to game 2. Can I just leave?
The tar technician will see you now.
Ah. Footsteps on concrete recording courtesy of Ryan Selleck. Okay. And I'm guessing the stalwart fellow is coordinator? Defense coordinator? Yes. Door guy. Nice. Nice that we can actually have names for things. I've been playing a lot of older holds recently, and they'll just say like citizen number whatever.
Salutations. Right, terribly sorry for my rudeness. This is a top secret matter. Therefore, we have to discuss this in a secure facility, far from other ears. We can't let this news get out. It has to be delivered only to you. So, again, sorry about that. Let's try to get through this quickly. I know you like simple, fast explanations, so we'll try to sum it up as soon as possible. To begin, we can't evacuate the citizens of Afalna to the location we thought we could.
Where were you going to put them?
A specific spot on the new surface. There's far too many of them to host underground. They can restart surfacer civilization up there.
Sure. Makes sense. Go on.
But there was a problem with the exit zone.
We dug the tunnel to the exit zone, far ahead of the turning, of course. But after the turning, reports came in that our proposed exit was on the underside of a giant lake. When the water fell onto the new surface, it pooled in spots we didn't expect. So, the spot our tunnel was going to emerge out of is now underwater.
Makes
So,
sense.
we have to go around it and emerge at a different point instead.
Alright, sure, that's a problem. But isn't the Empire really good at digging tunnels? What do you need my help for?
Sorry, we're getting to that. It'll all make sense soon, I hope. Anyway, our surveyors took a look at the newly proposed tunnel route. The most direct route to the new extraction point goes through very dense bedrock. Seismic surveys suggest we need to be very careful cutting through there, but tunneling with conventional pickaxes or drills would take far too long. So our department decided it would be best to loosen the rock with a specific kind of shape-directed explosive.
The Defense Authority then recruited the TAR Authority to help with the project. The TAR Authority contains all of our mathematicians and engineers who specialized in the study of colloidal suspensions and fluid force distribution mechanisms. We ran several calculations on the type of materials necessary for the explosive parameters and found that the necessary suspension was green.
Green suspension? You mean gel?
Ah!
Yeah, gel. The green tar stuff.
It's forbidden! It's forbidden! No mention may be made of the forbidden gel.
Forbidden? I just ran into a whole bunch of it over the past year, when I was trying to get to Lowest Point, and visiting the Mineral Museum, and an explosive storage right in Rooted Hub.
Then those instances were highly illegal. The forbidden gel is forbidden, and as head of the TAR Authority, I forbid you, First Defense Coordinator, from employing it.
No, that's ridiculous. We're going to use it anyway. The right tool for the right job. Anyway, this is where you come in, Bethro.
Finally.
There's an out-of-city Empire facility, Netkept Conferent, where I believe large quantities of gel can be made.
Can't you just get some gel mothers and make a whole bunch?
Absolutely not! When we forbade gel, we destroyed all the gel and gel mothers. Or nearly all of it, apparently.
I suspect we'll be running into more of both those.
Make some more of them, right?
Not only did we destroy the gel mothers and gel, we destroyed the genetic recipes. It's impossible for anyone to make any new gel.
Oh, I just got a good idea. What if...
We used a tar gel or mud gel converter token to turn stuff into gel?
Right, that.
Those tokens are also forbidden. And they need samples of fresh, non-contaminated tar, mud and gel to work properly. It would have to be provided on site.
So that's all the background. I believe, even if my friend does not, that a copy of the gel recipe exists in that facility. Your mission will be to recover that recipe and track down anyone there who is familiar with creating gel from scratch. You might be able to find a specialist who could really speed this project along. Send them directly to my office.
Okay, great. But why do you need a Smitemaster and not a meeting guy or a gather a committee guy?
The facility is most likely full of nameless citizens, rogue tar technicians, and generally people from the Empire, all working on secret projects. Last time I was there, the whole place had a strict front as a retreat lodge for scientists, poets, and other creative writers. So there's no way a tar technician, or a coordinator, or anyone on official business could find anything suspicious. If, however, a Slayer were there to do some routine extermination, he would have a good reason to poke around and maybe find a secret passage leading to the real gel production facility.
Alright, so go to the place...
Because we are
go to the
still
back rooms
First
without
Slayer.
hurting anybody, get past security, get the gel recipe, and find some gel experts.
In fact, I believe we are the only
Yep,
Slayer.
that's pretty much it. 18th Architect, you and I will coordinate the tunnel project.
First Slayer, just one more bit of advice before you go. Don't believe everything you hear.
Bethro got the directions to Netkept Conferent. As he climbed the stairs upwards through what had been his journey to Rooted Hold, he realized the path was diverging. Where previously he had gone south toward what was Blorn, new passages were accessible, so now he was heading north. Judging by the distances involved and a little mental arithmetic, Bethro suspected this establishment might be about 40 miles away from what was Melanfral, deep into the ground. After a few days' travel on a narrow path through a large cavern, the path gently curved to meet the side. In the wall was a strange replica of above-ground architecture, a quaint-looking old inn with a stone finish, large log columns, a brick chimney, and a nice pine-wood patio, complete with a two-seater swing. The far side of the inn's roof and its opposite wall met flush with the cavern's boundary. Bethro had seen far stranger things over the past few months, and moved quickly indoors.
Okay. Move quickly outdoors. Oh, there's actually stuff here. Okay. And that is the end of stuff, unless that exit is blocked by tar stuff or snake stuff. Oh, that's new. Swing frame. Swing body. Interesting. Also, this isn't above ground music. Greenhouse, isn't it? Alright, let's talk.
Welcome to Death Kent Conference.
Hi, I'm First Slayer. I'm here to take care of the roach problem.
Oh, absolutely. It's in this back room at the bottom of these stairs. Feel free to make use of our facility and go downstairs when you're ready.
Yes, we will go downstairs after we have done absolutely everything else that we can find here. Let's just check. Is it... No, it's still open. Okay.
So, how is it that evil eyes can see through tar?
Well, it's kind of translucent, isn't it?
No, not at all. You can't see walls, doors, or trapdoors under it.
You can't? I can see all that stuff just fine.
Ridiculous. Did the geneticists just give you good eyes or something?
Apparently. I thought everybody saw tar as translucent.
Well, there's no standardized rules for whether or not you have tar transparency turned on in the settings, I guess. Ooh, hot tiles. I like hot tiles. You two have pink hair, therefore you might talk.
Eyeball pudding recipe. And here's the time and location of the next Carpenters Guild meeting. Okay, looks good. Here's my committee's latest design of the proposed RFC 7669 fragmentation grenade. Excellent. Here's my Wraithwing soup recipe. Finally, pleasure doing business with you.
Cafeteria closed for renovations until further notice. Please enjoy our recycled gruel until our reopening. That doesn't sound like the best food. Oh. Jaws?
It's okay. It wasn't your fault.
But it was so cruel. I should have been able to prevent it.
These things happen. You can't prevent all problems. Just focus on being helpful when you're actually on the scene.
It was such a good face, though. I'll miss it.
We all will. But we'll make a new one. It'll be different, but we'll still bring the room together. Life will go on.
Yeah, they were set to be immune to stunning. Innkeeper's business contracts. Well, that's a lot of beta testers. I recognize all of those names. Voice actors. Do not recognize all of those names, but I recognize most of them. And don't recognize the artists. Those might have been commissioned from outside of the community. Thanks to the Hold administrators and Caravel Games for helping me create the Smitemaster Selection. I've taken a lot of work, but I've enjoyed the whole process. By Chaco. Also, something that's kind of funny, but I keep looking this up in Smitemasters, the apostrophe goes before the S, even though I keep expecting it to go after the S, but it's before the S on the main website. So maybe there's some confusion there, or maybe the archivists have just been really lax about keeping everything properly updated. That was unexpected. okay. Apparently that NPC is vital. What is this NPC's name? 991st Drafts Complaint Clerk's Brain. Oh, okay. Interesting. Image pit, image wall. I thought so. Yeah, the image stuff you don't see used that frequently. Uh-oh. Are these highlighting where I can read book titles? On the abuse of tar stuff. No, we're doing all of them. Seep, what are they good for? Seep are interesting. I wish I got to see more of them, because they're not used that often, but they are kind of awkward to use, I guess. So they only exist inside walls. The objectively best pies and tarts. They're really super long tomorrow. Academic philosophy for armchair philosophers. The euphemism escalator. Oh boy. The advantages of fuzzy logic. Backstreet game theory. Goblins, a photo album. I even got a portrait for that one. Rockball Physics, Volume 17. Ignition. Pretty fly for an evil eye. Yowza, and other surfacer exclamations. The art of wasting time. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, pink-haired one, what is your wisdom?
Oh, hey, you look like a tar technician.
169th TAR Technician at your service.
First Slayer, nice to meet you. Psst. Do you know why the forbidden gel was forbidden?
Shh.
Very subtle,
Okay,
Thro.
you didn't hear it from me. But the reason gel was forbidden was because it's made of chopped up goblin bits, and we couldn't keep getting more materials without causing an all-out war with the goblins.
I'm not a scientist, but tar stuff's just a shapeless blob, right? What would you need blood and bones for?
Look, if you don't like that story, you can just buzz off, okay? You're going to get in trouble if you keep poking around.
Story of my life.
Humph.
Well, fine. If you don't want to help me, then I guess we're done here.
Yeah, I'm not buying the goblin story.
No mention may be made.
Okay, that was dramatic. No mention may be made of the forbidden gel. Yeah, I get it. What's in here? Just a storeroom. I guess this is where they keep their food, maybe? Referendum on post-turning name for lodge. Nethkemp Conferent, 50 votes. Right Way Up, Inn, 35 votes. Overhang Keep, 14 votes. Slimy Inn, 1 vote. Referendum on including eyeball pudding in cafeteria menu. 99 votes no, 1 yes. Alright. Well, I think we've explored this place thoroughly. Okay, so there's no...
So what does this place do, exactly?
Oh.
Back before the turning, this was a lodge for out-of-city Empire citizens who wanted to restock on supplies, hold meetings, or just get inspiration from our lovely natural caverns. Just prior to the turning, we converted the building into holding cells for citizens to take shelter during the turning. But now that the turning's over and I sent our census back out, it's pretty much business as usual around here. Feel free to have a look around before you start your job.
I would have missed that if I had,
Feel free to make use of our facility and go downstairs when you're ready. Feel free to make use of our facility.
Footsteps on wood recording courtesy of STEMS Group. Okay. An actual puzzle? Oh. Well, that looks hard. Okay, stair confirmed. Alright. Job done. Let's go home. First high score of the hold. Oh no, it's on my list now. We plan on doing the whole thing. Okay. Actually, I'm curious. Can I just report that I've cleared everything and I'm done? I doubt I'll get the whole end stairs that easily, but that would be kind of funny.
So what does this place do, exactly?
Back before the turning.
Doesn't look like it. That would have been funny though. But yep, cleared your basement. Or storage room or whatever. All done here. Not what I was hired for though.
It took some poking around, but Bithro had finally made his way deeper into the complex. The columns were much thicker, the walls were less ornate and more rough-hewn, and the air had that smell about it, where you knew you were a lot further from ventilation points. This was a dungeon, through and through. He could hear monsters ahead.
Okay, made in 2015. Yeah, this has been in the works for quite a while. Is that 7.5 years? Something like that? Low basement heating, record accuracy, Vanla de Bruy. Alright, well, you're here. Let's double check the stairs. Okay, stairs look good. Only get that one time. Alright, well, let's just grab a checkpoint. And I guess that'll be it for today then. We've made it to level 1, and we will investigate this and maybe see some gel next time. I will see you then.